Thank you very much, Secretary Rollins. And again, we're going to start the questions. And just a reminder, simple math is that if all 17 people ask a question, we're going to come in right on time at noon. So I'm going to use the gavel when necessary for that timing. I'll start off. I will tell you that congratulations on the job with eggs, because I went shopping last week, and they finally went under $4 a dozen with the limit removed.
Yes.
which was nice. And thanks for doing a job with that. I will talk a little bit about the nutrition programs. I want to thank you for doing what we thought the Secretary always had the authority to do, which is to grant those waivers. I have no idea why previous secretaries did not think they had the authority. It made sense, and I'm going to congratulate you on that. You do mention the trade deficit, which is important, is overcoming that trade deficit. And as you, just to remind people again, during the first Trump administration, there was no trade deficit. Now there's a $50 billion trade deficit. A lot of it in products that had been made in the had been grown in the United States, but are no longer grown because of trade policies and other things. So I will suggest, and I want to thank you for the nutrition, and this committee's heard plenty from me on why we have to get the SNAP program back to nutrition. But I want to talk about one other thing we can do that can help that trade deficit, help our farmers, and that is a Buy American requirement in SNAP. Mm-hmm. The bottom line is that there is nothing that we can't grow, and maybe bananas, okay, but besides that, there is nothing that we can't grow in this country if we provide the incentive. And the order of magnitude with regards to, because we heard criticisms of these programs, 100 millionaire, 200 millionaire to help farmers do this and that. The order of magnitude, if you just look at transferring sugary beverages, I won't even talk about other things, sugary beverages, where the American farmer gains very little. The amount of farm product in a soda can is minuscule. That's about $12 billion a year. Mm-hmm. I don't know how much we buy overseas products in the SNAP program, but my estimate is that if you're buying seafood on it, the statistic is that the overwhelming majority of our seafood's overseas. Doesn't need to be, could be here. We could substitute with American proteins, whether, livestock, whatever. Let's say it's another $5 billion. That's $17 billion a year that would be going to the pockets of American farmers. It isn't going to the pockets of American. This dwarfs any of the farm subsidy programs that we have, and I think it's a great start. So I'll look forward to working with my colleagues on both sides of the aisle to say, look, it's about time for not only healthy, nutritious products, but American products, when we look at a program that spends $120 billion. Amen. With regards to trade barriers, it's always bothered me that our trading partners, we go to countries like Europe, and they'll say, well, we have no real trade barriers. And you ask them, well, what about GMO products? Do you buy our GMO commodity crops to feed to your children? Because we feed it to our children here. Are we going to be able to make progress on those, breaking some of those trade barriers that will help our farmers immensely?
Well, yes, sir, I believe so. Very quickly on SNAP, it is remarkable to me that the number one purchaser with taxpayer dollars in the supplemental nutrition program is sugary drinks. It's almost, to your point, $12 billion of $113 or $115 billion program. It has been really encouraging. We've been within an hour of walking in the doors at USDA on February 13th, a letter went out to every single governor in the country saying, send us your waiver. Sarah Sanders in Arkansas sent a waiver in, Kim Reynolds in Iowa, Jared Polis of Colorado, some others I'm working with almost daily, directly, not our staffs, but directly to push this forward. And Sarah's point, Governor Sanders, she obviously moved the sugary junk food out, but rotisserie chicken wasn't even covered under SNAP. So those are the sorts of things we're doing. On the trade deficit and the trade realignment that's happening, I have never been more encouraged at what is going to happen. The deals will begin to be announced very soon. Well, it may be private, but we've got several of our cabinet secretaries heading out across the world, not just myself at the UK. The president's heading to the Middle East. Our Secretary of Treasury is headed out. Our Secretary of Commerce is headed out. And we are very, very close to significant trade agreement announcements, to your question. And no one will benefit more than our farmers and our ranchers, as not only we're renegotiating with partners that have treated our products so poorly for decades, but we're also opening up markets. So stay tuned for that, and I think everyone on both sides of the aisle will be very pleased with what's coming.
No, thank you very much, Madam Secretary. And the tariff policy has been brilliant so far. That's all I can say, is we're bringing trillions of dollars of investment, and some of that investment will be in American farms because of our tariff policy. In the last few remaining seconds, I have spoken to you about solar panels on Class 1 and Class 2 soils. We should figure out there should be no Class 1 or Class 2 soil in this United States that has a solar panel on top of it. That's the bottom line. We have to just break our dependence on that. We talked about catfish processing. We'll talk more with you, with you and your staff individually. And finally, on foreign ownership of ag lands, this is probably one of the #1 things that when I talk to farmers in my day, they are just incensed that the Chinese can come in and buy our farmland.
350,000 acres.
We have to deal with it,
350,000.
and this committee's been leadership, and I want to commend Mr. Newhouse for taking leadership on that, and we will work with you to make sure that you get on CFIUS, a role in CFIUS so that we can stop that. Anyway, with that, let me recognize Mr. Bishop.